Hi, this is Dave from DCB Plumbing and Heating, doing a tool talk review for expert trades. Today, I've taken a delivery of some brand new workwear, some work trousers. I bought this as a bundle. I believe the bundle was about £190. I'll show you what was in that bundle. With the bundle, I got 3 pairs of trousers. They do other bits of workwear as well. Some nice hats, some beanie hats. This one I believe is reversible. They do a few other different things. Obviously, I bought the hoodie as well. I wanted hoodie. And the reason I've gone all in with this particular package is I was really interested to see how good this workwear was. I've heard some good reports online. I've seen a few other guys have mentioned and said how good things are. There's a revolutionary idea with the pocket scheme of these flaps. We'll get to that in a moment. I have been extremely impressed with this as an unboxing experience. When you buy a new phone, it comes all airtight and brilliant and you love it and you take it out and it's well presented. With workwear or with other things that we kind of get as tools, it just gets kind of thrown at you on a bit of a cardboard slab or in a bit of a bag or whatever, and you kind of think, what's the point? I understand we don't need those kind of things because it's tools, but I was very impressed to see it come in a nice little unified case of its own. So obviously they must keep these on shelves, but instead of it just being a pile of stuff like in Levi's or wherever you go and buy your jeans, just on a pile on a table and to siphon through them to find your size, you know, it's all got the barcodes on. I suppose it's very, very easy just to store these just as easily, and when you actually get it, I think that looks really, really nice. Really impressed with that, really impressed with that. Not something really to jot on as a thing, but I think if your boxing and quality and your visuals is good, you're going to like the product before you even see it. So that has been a really big thing for me. I think that's really, really nice. One of the things I did buy, I bought myself a new belt. Again, it was just in the package, but I have heard good things about this particular belt. Well branded, looks well stitched, you know, keeping their own logo on absolutely everything. It's really, really good quality. There's not much stress in there, and the teeth inside there do look pretty sharp, so it should hold the belt pretty well. But again, we'll try all that out next week and see how it goes. So, here we are. I've gone for grey and black, as you can see. I kind of like the two-tone look. That's just, I did also buy one in full black, just to see if there was any difference in particular qualities or anything like that. And here we are. This is the trousers. You know, standard pockets on both sides, same as any other manufacturer would have. You know, nice, sturdy and well branded. I'm quite happy with the fact that it's being well branded. They're obviously trying to show their name, so you've got to do that by making a good product, of course. But if you're making a good product and you're also making sure everyone knows what the name is, it's nice to know. Everything seems pretty good quality. Buttons can often be a problem, so that's something maybe to take into note as time goes on. But same with the zip. You can often find some zips are a bit sticky, a bit horrible. This seems to be fairly fluent, well stitched, nice big teeth on. So again, I'm hoping it seems really good quality, really, really good quality. We have bottom entry knee pad. I know some people maybe prefer different. I don't think it really matters personally. I'm hoping it fits any knee pads because I've got some quite expensive knee pads in here. Something else that did catch my eye online was if you do like the trousers and you buy more of them, you actually get loyalty cards. So every time you spend with them, I think you get points, and points obviously make prizes, be it free gifts or be it just a little bit of money off. But you know, anything that helps us guys when it comes to stuff like that's always a bit of a bonus, always a bit of a bonus. But now we get to the point, one of the reasons that these aren't just normal work trousers. How it works is you buy the trousers, and instead of them coming with flaps and these flaps being universal, you buy pockets. So for example, me personally, this pocket is my full of stuff pocket. So this is where I would put screwdrivers, this is where I put, you know, I've always got a few screw fix pencils, you know, link wire that I'm linking things out with, some lubricants, you know, screw fix pencils, rubber gloves, things. And then obviously whilst you're on a job, I will be stuffing that with screwdriver, with a pair of snips, with a pair of grips, whatever's got on me. Also use that pocket for the same things because I'm right-handed. I seem to use that one more as an active pocket, and I use this one, again, these have changed over the years, but this one personally at the moment has little torch, some pins, some pencils, little straight screwdriver which I keep on me at all times, and then my keys. And my keys always go in there. I use it more of a pocket than I do actually anything else. So with these ones, I've chosen, because you can choose your pocket, this is the great thing, I've chosen this one, which is just a plain standard pocket with a drawstring. So if you've got something like, say, keys in there that you actually want to keep safe, you can close her up and you've only got a tiny hole in there, try and keep a bit more moisture out, a bit of wet out. And obviously all they do is clip on. So you've got specific clip areas for them. They clip on and they're interchangeable, so you can choose different sizes, you can choose different pockets. So if this one's not working for me, instead of having to live out the trousers, because I'd feel, oh, 40 quid's worth of trousers, I don't want to just throw them away, obviously, I could just go and spend, I think it's about £15 on another pocket, depending on the pocket you actually need and actually have. That's obviously a standard universal pocket, which I feel is one of the why I got one of them. And then the other one is this one. This is actually the plumber's pocket. I'm a plumbing and heating engineer, so that's one of the reasons I went for it. But you've got specific things on here. So a little clasp for your tape, your electrical tapes, pen pockets, little pockets for keeping maybe fuses or something whilst you're working on a boiler, for example, and on safe isolation. You take the fuse out and you've got to have the fuse on your person so that not anyone can obviously turn it back on whilst you've got hands in there and it's live. So, you know, you've got a little dedicated pocket for things like that. A wonderful little tape measure clip just for ease of access. I'm going in to quote for a job, I'll just grab it out of the van side pocket and just pop it on. I've got it, no problem. And these are all interchangeable. Some big pockets at the top, some medium pockets, a torch pocket, a little hanging pocket. So for example, if you've got a pair of grips or something that you're in and out of your pocket, or a screwdriver, you could just keep popping it in there and keep grabbing it and popping it and grabbing it. So whether this will be any good to me, I'm not 100% sure, because obviously it's the first time I've had this pocket in my hands. I've never seen it before. I think it's going to work an absolute treat because of the dedicated pockets for different things. I'm going to find I don't carry as much stuff in there, and I think that's probably going to be a good thing anyway. The other thing with that, like I say, is you could, if this pocket's no good, or I've decided that I want another one like this exactly the same, I go buy another one. I've got two the same. With that actually comes the reversal of that. So for example, you've got your pockets on, you've been using them, let's say they last 4 months. 4 months comes and you're thinking, I'm looking a bit grubby, really, it's time for me to buy a new pair, why not? I want to look good for my customers, whatever. Instead of having to change everything from one thing to another to across, you can just unclip these pockets, grab yourself another set of trousers out, clip the pockets back on, so there's never any exchange. So you're not thinking, oh, maybe they'll last another week, you know, when you're walking into someone's house, maybe losing a job because you don't look tidy and professional, shall we say. You can just unclip, new set of trousers, clip on. And the other way of doing that, of course, is exactly the same reason, washing reasons. You could have 3 of these going at once, or 2 going at once. So you jump out of one pair 1 week, you take all your gubbins out because it's easy to do so. You leave them on the side on the weekend. When it comes to Monday morning, you've got another pair ready to put up on. So, you know, you're wearing that 1 week whilst the other ones are being washed. You're putting a little bit less pressure on yourself for getting everything out to chuck everything back in. I just think it's a really neat idea. Whether it'll be any good, I'll give them a good test. Give me a week or so. I'm going to start them on Monday. I'll see how good they are, and hopefully we'll get a good 5-star review at the end of it. If not, we'll tell you. Right, thanks for watching, guys. Hi, I'm Dave from DCB Plumbing and Heating, doing a tool talk review for expert trades. Today I'm going to be doing a tool talk review on these work trousers from Dexter. I unboxed these in an earlier video just to show you how the box came, how things were, what my initial thoughts were. That was about two and a half weeks ago now. So I've had a bit of time to work with these, to play with these, as you can see, get some muck on them already. That is one thing I really wish, is we had trousers that didn't get mucky, but that's a different story, that's never going to happen. The first thing I'd like to say is they're really, really comfortable. There's no elastic or anything in the waist or anything like that. They're just naturally comfortable. As you can see, I'm I'm quite a stocky lad, you know, decent rear on, but even still, I'm tall with short legs and a long torso. I was able to buy these in whatever waist, whatever length, to whatever suits you, which for me is perfect. They're absolutely brilliant when it comes to things like that. I'm a 36 waist, and I've always bought 38 waist when it comes to work trousers, for the simple reason of you have that little bit of extra leeway when you're trying to get under a bath. It just means you've got to put your belt on a bit tighter, which for me has always been a preference. I much prefer to have the baggier trousers so that when you do need to roll over or get under that boiler or be on your knees, nothing's really restricting you. In this case, a 38 was absolutely perfect, absolutely brilliant for me personally. I'll start by saying the material. The material is a little bit different to what I'm used to. I'm used to buying scruffs from Screwfix or Snickers from other DIY and workwear places, and their materials are kind of shiny, and I think they're called Duratec or something like that, which is a non-cuttable material. And to be fair to them, every time any of them have ever failed on me, it's always been on the actual stitching of something rather than the actual material itself. I don't know if you'll be able to see on, but there is lines and going up and down. It's almost like a pinstripe. With that pinstripe, if I'm totally honest, I think that's where they're getting the durability from. I don't think it's in there purposely for any other reason to look good. I do think it's so that the material can be a different material to what we're used to, being Snickers and things like that, to being... It's more of a fabric. Actually, if I'm totally honest, it's more of a trouser than it is a workwear. They feel more comfortable on the skin. My always problem, that's where my knee is. That's not where my knee is. Every trouser I've done, if it's my legs or whatever, my work knee pads are always too low. Good thing about these though is I have the Jobman's plastic honeycomb knee pads fitted in here, absolutely perfect. So if you've got expensive knee pads, there's plenty of room in here. Bottom entry with a little lip on the other side so they're never going to fall out. Great for that, great for that. Let's get to the bit that really makes all the difference, I suppose. It is these pockets. As you can see, I've only got one at the moment just because I wanted to surprise you. This one, for me, is my keys pocket. Nothing else really goes in there. I might keep the odd Screwfix pencil, things like that. That's my pocket for pocket, because under there I've always kept, and always will do, a little box with some business cards in. So the business cards, you know, even if it's split out the box or everything, would never go anywhere, and I always know where they are. I've always done that, so it's pocket on top for pocket, pocket underneath for a specific thing, which for me was business cards. This is really where it comes into play. This is where it comes into its own. This one is called the plumber's pocket. This is the one I bought, which for me, again, works absolutely perfectly. I don't like carrying a lot of tools around with me, and I found when I do, obviously your pockets get heavy, things like that. You just don't want them with you all the time, but with this particular one, it's quite large. So as you can see, that's a normal pocket size that, to be honest, as flaps go, if you was buying any other make, that's about the same size. Well, this is a lot longer. So you don't notice it being longer, but you notice it when you're actually pushing things into it for length and depth. You know, it's pretty good for length and depth. For me, so how I use mine in any other pocket has always been, I've always got my little straight screwdriver for taking sockets off or pulling out fuses and things like that. I also have a little Nest screwdriver, which again, it's a posi and a little straight, and it fits perfectly just in this little pocket here. And again, I've always got my torch on me, little torch pocket, perfect. I'm in the process of buying another torch, so it's a big enough, that's a little pencil torch sort of thing, but it's big enough for a decent lid lenser or something like that, that's the smaller range rather than something that's ridiculously massive. Of course, you've got clip, that's for your tape measure. Little pocket here which I keep fuses and things like that in when I'm servicing boilers, just so that the fuse is on me so I can't get myself electrocuted. Another great thing which actually I found perfect was this is just the tiniest little clip with a little bit of elastic, and all that is you put a piece of tape. So if you've got electrical tape or anything that you're going to be using, you can click it on there, click it all back together, and then the tape, being a circle, obviously just hangs on there, so you can go to it, take a little strip off, break it, and you're never having to root for it in any pockets or anything. And then you've got two fairly big pockets in here, which if I can show you, I've also got like a strap on the back side. They've got a strap, so if you was putting a screwdriver in there, you could push it down a particular hole and have three next to each other, if that makes sense. And then obviously on the top, you've just got these little clips. See if I can show you. So you've got tags all the way around. So you could technically buy as many pockets or as little pockets as you wanted and put them wherever you want. And all they are is they're a good sturdy clip. I don't have any fear of it falling off. So that one just goes on there. Again, I don't know if you can see it, and just clicks. Just a little click onto there. Same with this one. And these pockets are completely interchangeable. So for me, obviously a heating engineer, I pick the plumber's pocket. As far as I know, there's an electrical pocket. There's a painter's pocket, which I do believe has a metal hook on a little tray on, which I thought was really interesting. So you could take this off and be able to put a paintbrush or a mini roll or whatever out the way, so it's not actually dirty in your trousers, because these do come in a painter's white. I think these are absolutely fantastic. You've got a couple of extra pockets here for your pens. I've got a little foldable Stanley knife that just goes in there, and then obviously in the actual pocket, I just keep a lighter, fill my blowtorch, a reel of PTFE tape. Everything is just well worked out. Another pocket here which actually I don't keep anything in. This pocket is completely surplus, this pocket. I just don't use it at all. It's unneeded, just completely not needed. I have to admit, the trousers, on full summary, the trousers are fantastic. They're very comfortable. The rest of the gear I actually got with it, there was a couple of hats and a hoodie. All really, really good quality. I haven't used the hats as much, obviously, because I've been at work, things like that. But the hoodie I've been using around the house, doing a bit of gardening, things like that. And the quality of it's brilliant. A little bit reflective as well, so if you was doing something on a night, taking the bins out, whatever, you've got that little bit of a reflective section on in case it is dark and you do want to be seen. Just little touches show to me that they're actually interested in what we need. And I can't see any reason why I wouldn't buy these trousers again. They're comfortable, they're easy to use. Do you know what? I'd probably buy another pocket, if I'm totally honest. I'd consider buying another pocket to have two different ones possibly in the van. And maybe leave, I'd have to look through the pockets again to see which one I'd get. And obviously as time goes on, maybe in a year, 2 years time, there might be an array of completely different pockets for different things. And it might be nice, possibly, within future ranges, that there is one that's maybe a little bit longer, maybe has different kind of, so instead of having pockets, has hoops over, like this is a hoop. So you're putting things on, maybe hang it, or something that's magnetic, so you could click it off, hang it on the van, on the metal bulkhead, things like that. So you could take it off whilst you're driving, pop it straight back on, you're into the job, maybe keep a few tools in it, because that's another thing I would consider, is I use this as an everyday, whereas if I had one, especially if it was some sort of easier, magnetic, different way of using it, there is a possibility that I would have one in the van with a few tools and buy a few extra tools, screwdrivers, maybe a pair of grips, just a few cheap little items that you're going to need on most jobs. You'd be able to walk into a job, let's say a boiler repair or a quote or something like that, and you'd have everything in one. Take it from the van, no toolbox needed. I don't know if it'd be any good, I don't know if it would actually be practical, but it's something that this has definitely started something for me. That means I don't think I'll buy any other trousers. They're comfortable, reasonably priced, and the pockets work actually better than I expected. I had no idea what to expect. You see photos and things like that. You can see it on me. You know, you've got a few D-rings, extra belt buckles, and you know, there's enough belt buckles to make sure that you actually keep your trousers on, which, like I said earlier, I always buy a bigger size so that I've got more room, leg room, wiggle room, move room. But obviously with that you need the right belt. So this particular one has a lot of belt loops, which actually keeps your trousers and stops the builder's bum, which is always good because not everybody wants to see that. Some people do, don't get me wrong. But no, I have to admit, a few little extra things that they've actually thought of. There's a little zip pocket just in here, which for a bit of change, things like that. And plenty of pockets elsewhere. Wallet pocket, another big pocket on your back there. Just really well thought out. Top marks to Dexter for these. They're really good, really comfortable. I definitely recommend, if you ever see them, think they're on offer now with Expert Trades, get your centre pair. Get your centre pair. Just try them. Just try them off the once. You know, if you can get them on offer, try the pockets, see how they go. They do them in bundles. Like I say, I bought my bundle because of a few of the extra things I wanted in there. I got both pockets, 3 pairs of trousers, hoodie, hat, a few bits and bobs was in one bundle. And doing it that way obviously cost me less in the long run. No, I definitely say to give them a go. Very comfortable. Cheers. Take care, guys.